Hey, welcome to the video. Vince Spampinato here. And listen, I wanted to give a quick training on something that happens all the time around this time of the year. And that is the holiday stall. If you're in sales, you get it. And so it's always interesting to me as we head into the festive holidays, how many agents on our platform fall for the call me back after the holidays or call me back after the new year. Now, to me, this is the true definition of a sales stall. Okay, this is if there's any sales stall, this is the holy grail of sales stalls. Have you ever had anyone say those words to you or something similar when you were pitching them? It usually happens right around this time of the year. For me, it always started to happen right around Thanksgiving, when people would start saying, hey, I'm real busy right now. Money's tight. I got the holidays coming up. Can you call me back after the holidays? Right? I'm sure you're getting that. How about when you ring those people back in January after the new year? The people that told you that you should call them back in the new year? What are they doing? Did they buy in January? Probably not. Most still haven't decided. Or even worse, you can't even get a hold of them in the new year, in January. Has this ever happened to you? If so, this video is for you. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to outline some sales tips and give you some practical advice if you sell insurance over the phone on how you can handle this sales stall. So here we go. The first thing that we need to really identify is, why do people say these things? Why do people do this? Why is it that these buyers or decision makers give us this holiday stall? Well, there's various reasons, but the main reason decision makers use the call me after the holiday stall is because it's a convenient way of getting rid of salespeople, okay? It's easy, okay? And they're going to keep using them because they freaking work, okay? This is probably the easiest way for a buyer or a decision maker to get you off the phone if you're not prepared, okay? This is just, they're programmed. They know what to say. And unless you do learn how to handle this holiday stall tactic, you're going to suffer from the same problems year after year after year. So here's my first sales tip to you, okay? Be prepared. It's common sense. You know that you're going to start getting these sorts of holiday stalls and objections from November onward. So you need to be prepared, and that's why you're watching this video. I hear too many agents on my platform with Northstar Insurance Advisors falling for the same stall tactics year after year. Why not consider preparing and learning how to overcome them or how to handle them when you get them, okay? This means that you're going to have to practice. You're going to have to practice these stall handles with your family, with your friends, with your colleagues to be better prepared for when these situations come up when you're on the phone. Now, in just a few moments, I'm going to give you a few good ways where you can actually block or stop the customer from even being able to say these things before they say them. Hang tight, and I'm going to show you in just a moment. The second sales tip that I want to go over is, think about what they're really saying when they use one of these stall tactics. What are they really saying to you? Often, when the buyer or the decision maker says the words, call me back after Christmas, this phrase has a different meaning than what they're actually saying to you at face value. Let's face it. If everyone who said, call me back after the new year bought in January, then this wouldn't be a problem. There wouldn't be a problem here. So I'm talking about the people that use the phrase, but then don't seem to buy come the following year or in January when they've told you to call them back. Let's think about this a little bit deeper here. Let's go a little bit deeper. Might some people use that stall phrase when actually what they really mean is go away, or I don't see the value in this, or you're boring and I don't even want to talk to you, or even worse, I don't trust you, or I don't feel confident that this is the right plan for me. Okay? I can almost guarantee that it's not that the customer wants you to call them back next year. It's one of the reasons that I've just listed here. Okay? So think about that a little bit. Now, the third sales tip that I want to go over here with you is to ask better questions, okay? Because after all, this is just a stall tactic. Many of the agents that I work with struggle with asking good questions and doing a proper fact find. They struggle asking questions that are going to elevate the prospect's perception of you, okay, or of themselves, okay? You know, the questions that elevate your prospect perception of you, okay? You want them to look at you as an expert, so you want to ask good questions. Questions that make the prospect think about their current situation, okay? Many of the agents that I talk to think that when a customer says to them, call me after Christmas, or something similar to that, they think that that's the end of the conversation and that the customer's just not going to buy today. That's just not the case. The most important thing to find out here is if they're really trying to blow you off without actually accusing them directly, okay? There are several ways that you can do this, but the most important thing to do here is to ask the right questions in the fact find in order to learn what their true motivation was when they called in and were looking for the coverage today. And we're going to cover a few more of those things here in just a few moments, so hang tight. But I want to go over one more tip. The fourth tip here is obviously to have the right attitude, okay? I talk to a lot of agents, and a lot of agents just have a bad attitude about this time of the year. They just say, hey, well, the person's not going to buy anyways. You know, everybody's saying that they want me to call them back after the new year. And they trudge from call to call to call, almost like they are terminally depressed about the holidays because their customers keep saying this to them. Look, if that's how you feel and that's how you go into each call, you know what? No wonder why they're saying those things to you. Okay, so you got to have the right attitude here. Now that we've got those 4 tips out of the way, how do we actually handle the stall? How do we handle it before it comes up? See, most sales trainers will tell you how to handle it after it comes up, but by then it's too late, okay? Let's talk about what to do prior to it even coming up, okay? So follow me here. If you have a feeling that your customer may use this holiday stall based on the information that they're giving you when you're doing your fact find in your warm-up, i.e. they're saying things like money's tight, I gotta buy a lot of presents this year, or they're acting as if they may use that type of holiday stall, then you know that it's best for you to actually bring it up in a controlled manner after you've got their guard down. Now notice, after you've got their guard down. You can't just bring it up before you're in a rapport or before you've gotten some sort of relationship with your customer. But if you bring it up, it's what I call a response block. In other words, you're bringing this up in a controlled manner in order to block them from verbalizing it. Because once the customer uses the holiday stall and they verbalize it, guess what they do? At this point, they start looking for evidence to back up what they're saying. So you don't want them to verbalize it. You want to bring it up before they can. So let me give you an example of how I would do that after transitioning, or while I'm transitioning out of my fact find and warm-up section into the health section or the needs section of our process. Let me give you an example. Wow, Mary, Thank you for sharing all that information about your daughter and your 6 grandchildren with me. Man, it sounds like you have such a beautiful family. And I know that you're going to have a wonderful Christmas with those 6 grandchildren because they mean the world to you, Mary. I know that. And Mary, I want you to know that I can tell why this coverage is so darn important to you now with what you've told me about your family. And I am going to do everything that I can today to see if we can get you approved. Now, Mary, understand this. If I can, I'm going to not only make sure that we find a perfect plan for you that fits your needs perfectly, but I'm also going to make sure that we find something that's absolutely affordable for you and comfortable for you so that you can still buy your grandchildren all of those presents that I know you're ready to buy them. Don't you worry about a thing, Mary. We're going to make sure we get this taken care of for you today, okay? And so what I've just done here is I have gone ahead and brought the whole idea of her needing to find something affordable so that she can buy her grandchildren presents. And I told her that if we can get her approved today, that we're going to get it taken care of today. So I'm bringing this up with her to either get an objection here from her or to get an agreement with her. That's the goal, folks. That's what you're looking to do. Last things last, okay? Let's talk about some last resort one-liners. And you only want to use these if all else fails. And you want to use these when you've gone through the whole process. This is after you've quoted and they bring up the holiday stall. So you ask them which option they want to go with. They tell you, I don't know, let me think about it. Can you call me back after the holidays? You could say something like this. You could say, well, what day after the holidays or what day after the first of the year would you want to start your policy? And they may say something like, well, call me after the 3rd of the month in January. Call me on January 3rd. Awesome, great. Let's go ahead and set up your policy for January the 3rd. What's your middle initial? Okay, so you're going to close on the stall. Okay, the second thing you could say is something like, tell me, I've made a New Year's resolution myself, okay? And that is that I'm going to let all the people that I talk to know that I can't let them off the phone today until we get them covered. I've just made a New Year's resolution. You know you need it. I know you need it. Let's go ahead and get this done. What's your middle initial? Okay, so again, just close. Another thing you can do is you can close them into a corner and close them when they get there. Okay, question them into a corner, I should say, and then close them once they get in the corner. Okay, so you could say something like, you know what, Mary, what's going to be different after the holidays? And they're going to say, well, I don't know. I'll have more money at that time, or it'll be a better time for me. You could say, great. Then let's go ahead and set it up for next year, and that way you'll be protected. What's your middle initial? Boom, just close on them. So these are a few little one-liners that you can use as a last resort. I hope this training was helpful. I hope you found it to be insightful, and I look forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions, comment below or shoot me a message, and I'll be happy to reach out to you. Have a great day.